the train. Lovely day today again. Great view of the estuary. Lots of wildflowers. Archie's got a bit of a bad tum. I think it's because he stole some cat food last night. So now he is paying the price. It's glorious weather. I put too many clothes on. But yesterday I thought it was going to be nice. I came out and had to go back and get my hat and my winter coat because it was absolutely freezing cold. The day before had been like this, really lovely and sunny, and we were all shedding our clothes. And then it was freezing, and I think last night it said there was going to be a frost, although when I looked I didn't see any signs of a frost when I got up about 6:30. So I'm not sure that we got that. But it's just so confusing. You don't know what to wear. I don't know what footwear to put on. She's dried out along this path. It can get very muddy along here. Archie is eating lots of grass now because he's got a bad belly. I don't think that's very good for you, Arch. Come on, let's get going. He's got a groom this afternoon, so I'm going to take him for his groom. So let's hope his belly has sorted itself out by then. We'll see. There are bluebells in the churchyard already. It's normally May, isn't it? They seem rather early. They're lovely. Loads of them. Only on one side though, there's not many on this side. Come in, Arch. This is Archie's favourite place. Found something to sniff, so he's not moving. Come on. Silly boy. Come on. Good boy. Hi, I'm Shoestring Jane. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about all things thrifty, money saving, money making and frugal. And today I thought I'd just go through 5 frugal things that I've been doing or planning this week in order to save or make a little bit of money. So the first one is the Biscuit app, which I've mentioned before. So any dog walkers amongst you who you walk the dog anyway, you want the opportunity to make a bit of money whilst you're walking your own dog, doing something that you would do anyway, should check out the Biscuit app. I started it, I don't know, I mentioned it on here. It must have been maybe 2 or 3 months ago. And I kept forgetting to actually use the app. So it took me a while to get going and actually earn some money. But once I got going, I soon had enough money to cash out and get a £10 Marks and Spencer's voucher. And now on my second one, I'm planning to get another Marks and Spencer's voucher so that I can go buy myself a whole load more underwear. So for nothing. So it's what I would be doing anyway. So the idea is it tracks you. You have to remember, you have to download the app. You have to put your pet's microchip details in. You get points for putting in your insurers and that kind of thing. And then it tracks the walks that you do, does the mileage. It tells you the route you've done. It's not really about miles though. It's not how far you've walked, but it's how long you walk for. So if you walk 60 minutes a day, you meet your pet's target. Well, that's the target for my pet. Maybe different, I guess, if you've got a massive dog or if you've got a tiny dog. I don't know. So I've only just done Archie. So as I say, it just took me a little while to get into remembering to switch it on when I went out and then switch it off when I got back and record it. But once you get into the swing of it, and especially once I've got the first voucher, I've been really, really good since then because now I know, you know, I've got to build up 5,000 points and I'll do it a lot quicker if I remember to use the app. So I say points, it's actually done in terms of biscuits. So you are awarded biscuits, 25 normally for a usual walk. And once you hit your target for the day, that's it. You can only have one person. So if you've got 2 of you that walk your dog, only one of you can have the app. So you have to think about who does it the most. So in my case, that's me. So I've done that. Justin wouldn't remember, he'd be even worse than me. So talk of the devil, Archie's just come and shaken the camera as he's gone by. So I hope he doesn't boof too much. It's bin day today, so he's been buffing out the window a lot. But yeah, I will leave my referral code down below if anybody wants to try it. And if you do try it using my code, I earn 50 biscuits and you earn 50 biscuits for signing up. So I think it's really good. I think it's very worth it because, as I say, it's pretty effortless. All you've got to do is remember to switch it on. So that's the first of my frugal things. So I'm just going to quickly show you my Biscuit app. I was going to record the screen, but I can't find a free screen recorder. I can't remember how to do it, so I'll just show you here. So you can see that me and Archie have done 2 out of 3 days of our streak of this week so far, and I am on 257 biscuits for this run. If I look on my wallet, you see I've already got a £10 Marks and Spencer's voucher, so that's what I'm going to be spending on the underwear, and it is really good. You can look at your activity history, you can see which days you've walked. So these are the days that I've remembered to turn the app on or that I've been walking him. Some days obviously Justin might have been taking him out by himself. You can see where you've gone as well and how long you've gone for. So it's quite good in that respect. I think it's very good. So I recommend it, Biscuit app. And the second one is Ziffit. So I've gone back to looking at Ziffit. I've got a lot of books. I'm going to do a load for my mum actually. But for now, I've just been looking at our books. I do collect a lot of books. I collect some free. I pick them up at boot sales, and also I buy them for my reading group, my book group, and I can't always get them from the library. I can't always just find them, easily locally. So I quite often have to buy them online. And I try to buy them secondhand if I can. So I know that there's a market for these books because they're ones that tend to be book group choices really. So I've just been going through a few. I've got to do a load more. I've got to do the whole bookshelf, but I'm looking at it now. You can't see it. I started out with this one, Victoria Hislop, The Island. My book group loved this. I really didn't. I just found it really over long, and I don't know. I mean, I learnt from it because I didn't know about the Greek islands where they used to put lepers not so long ago. This was, I think it was 1940s because it was during the war, Second World War. So I did learn that, but I just didn't really enjoy it that much. So I ploughed my way through it. It just wasn't my thing. I think it was quite well written. So some people will like that. And I think they're only offering me 50p. I've scanned that one this morning. I've scanned these two, and I think this one, I don't even know where I got this one from, Lemon Tree Hotel. I think they're only offering me 10p for that. This one is, I think it's another 50p. Demon Copperhead is another one. I just could not finish this book. You can see where I got to. I found it so depressing. It's endlessly depressing. Barbara Kingsolver, just didn't like it. I think my book group, a lot of them did manage to finish it, but again, they all felt it was rather depressing. But she is a very good writer, so somebody will want that. They offered me £1.70 for that. And then this one is another one of our book group ones, which was a bit scary. It was about a shooting and a school was involved. They don't want it, so they don't want that one. So inexplicably, even though that's, a book group choice, I thought that they would give me 50p for that at least. They don't want that one. So that's what happens. You scan through. Sometimes they say, no, maybe they've just got too many in stock. Maybe it's as simple as that. And they'll offer you different amounts for those books. And sure, you could probably get more if you sold them yourself. But if you don't do Amazon, I don't do Amazon, books don't really sell on eBay. So not to any sort of, not with any value anyway, then it's just an easy way of doing it. So I'll cash out, they'll send me a box, I'll have to package up the books and send them to them. Last time I did it, I think I got about £11.50, which isn't a great deal of money, is it? But it's better than a poke in the eye with a blunt stick, isn't it? So I'm doing that. I'm going to finish that today, hopefully. And the other thing I've done this morning is a meal plan because Archie has his groom this afternoon. So normally, because Aldi is next door, I will go shopping. But I don't have a lot of shopping to do actually because I'm not here very much over the next few days. I'm at Justin's mum's one day and I'm at my own mother's because I'm helping her to clear out her garage. You may have seen on a previous video, we cleared out a few nice ornaments, which I've listed on eBay for her. Sold a few already, which is nice. So some things will be selling, some things will be just getting rid of and donating. Some things will go to a boot sale, some things obviously she's going to take with her, but it's a big job. So I'm going to go over there. So I won't need dinner that day. what I've got planned is for this evening, we're having liver and bacon casserole. I bought a load of liver when it went into Tesco's because they sell it in there. They don't sell it in Aldi or Lidl. And I really like liver, and I think it's quite a good way for me to eat lots of offal. So I'll make a liver and bacon casserole, and we'll have a sweet potato mash and broccoli. And tomorrow then I'll be at Justin's, so I'll just take some snacks and things so that I can eat healthily rather than giving into chocolate and things. They always have a lot of those kind of tempting things at his mum's house. And then on Friday I'm staying at my mum's. Saturday I'm having lunch out with my sister and my mum. Sunday I bought some lamb really cheaply when they had it on offer at I can't remember where I got it from, Tesco maybe. All of the supermarkets had it really cheaply for lamb, which is really expensive, just before Easter. I bought a joint of lamb and I bought a load of veg. We've used all the veg, part of the carrots, actually, we're on the carrots still. So I'm going to do on Sunday, I'm going to do a lamb roast, see if my daughter perhaps wants to come over to have that with us. On Monday we'll have leftover lamb in some form with some vegetables. I haven't decided yet. I may just make enough of the roast to just have it the same the next day. That's quite an easy Monday dinner then, isn't it? On Tuesday I'll just make a savoury mince and veg, and on Wednesday I'll have the same. I'll make enough so that when I'm kind of busy doing lots of different things I don't have to cook so much. So that is the plan. So my shopping list is literally that, just one little page, and it's just things like milk and that kind of thing, and yogurt and cheese and the mince and odd things, not very much at all. So I'm going to do that whilst Archie is in the groomers. That's another plan. So meal planning just saves you so much money. I do say to people, if they want to save money on their grocery bill, meal planning is where you start, because obviously you start with, at the risk of repeating myself, you start with what you've got and you try to use what you've got first, incorporate that so that meals and food don't get wasted, and then make a shopping list and only buy what you need. And think, when you are planning your meals for the week, just think, what am I doing when? When do I need something quick? When I've got to use these leftovers by? Have I got something in the freezer we can use one night? You know, trying to use what you've got and keep things fairly cheap, or as cheap as possible. So that's another thing of my frugal things that I've done this week. And the other thing I did was I planted some seeds that my friend Mary from my book group gave me, larkspur seeds, and I only planted them, I don't know, just over a week ago, and stuck them in a little mini greenhouse, and they've popped up already. So here's the larkspur, just little seedlings coming up. I think they're going to be really nice. These ones haven't come up for some reason, but these have. It says courgettes, but it's alliance from last year. Larkspur. I'm trying to save this orange tree that my dad grew from a seed that got infected with something with all of the rest of my houseplants indoors. So I took it, put it outside. It seems to have got rid of the thing that was infected it while it's been outside, but it's not looking too great. But there are shoots and things, so there is hope. Fingers crossed. But generally speaking, I'm not going to grow a lot because Mum's sold a house now, and I'm going to be helping her a lot. She needs a lot of help. She's 88 years old, so she's going to need a lot of help. I have a lot of flexibility in my schedule, so I'll be helping her as much as I possibly can. We started the garage a couple of weeks ago. Last week was really busy because I had my birthday and all the girls here, and Mum came over as well. So didn't manage to do anything last week. So this week we're going to do a bit more of the garage. I'm going to try and clear as much as I can. And there's a load of tools in there that honestly I don't think they'll sell at a boot sale. They're old tools of my dad's, and I have found an organisation locally that will accept donations of old tools. So I think they sort them and repair them, and they send them off to developing countries because they're useful to people. I think my dad would have liked that. He'd appreciated that. So that's what I'm going to be doing with those. But as far as the garden goes, we're keeping it simple, really. Justin's obviously doing quite a lot of work out there. I just don't want to be having to sow a lot of seeds and plant out a lot of plants and dig all the veggie patch and everything, because you know my energy is quite limited. I do have fibromyalgia and I'm good for a bit, but then I do just zap. I do a few hours of stuff and I start to zap. My energy goes, my mental energy particularly goes, and I find that I just don't achieve anything at all if I try to take on too much. So this year I think I'm not going to do much with the garden. I do want to sort out my little herb garden that is overgrown and useful, you know, use that a lot for cooking. So I'm sure I'll miss having things like courgettes, but then again, we'll probably end up with some because our sister-in-law Elizabeth has an allotment and she always gives us spare plants. We'll probably end up growing things anyway, but I don't want to spend a lot of time and invest money and that kind of thing in something that, you know, might get neglected. So I'm not really going to do that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 things out of my 5 frugal things. Let's see what's next on my list. Oh yes, so this isn't really doing, it's more planning. So we want to have a holiday this year. We never go on crazy expensive holidays. Last year was a bit of a difference because it was my 60th birthday, so it was an exception. We did fly and we went to Greece and it was lovely and I really loved doing it. But we don't do that all the time, it's too expensive. I don't really like flying. I feel guilty about my contribution to carbon emissions, that kind of thing. Don't want to do it too much. So we're looking at other things that we can do. Whatever we do decide to do, we'll shop around like crazy and try to get a really good deal. We don't have to go in the school holidays or anything, so we get a cheaper deal. We can go just out of season before things get too expensive and that kind of thing. So in the past, what we've done to have cheap holidays is when the kids were still at home, we did loads of camping. We had all the gear. I gave a lot of the gear to my sister because she does camping now with her children, so we could borrow it back and borrow some of hers and still go camping for a cheap holiday. But now we have the dog and he just tend to bark at every noise. I don't think camping under canvas anyway would be suitable for him. I think we wouldn't really relax. It gets kind of hot sometimes. He gets hot. If we ended up in a heat wave or something under canvas, it wouldn't work with the dog. He really does suffer from the heat, so it just doesn't work. We have done house swapping in the past as well, which was fantastic. We went to France a lot, but you can house swap in this country, and that would be really good because we are in a really nice area and I think people would like to come to this area. But again, we've got the 2 cats, so we'll tend to leave the cats here and I don't really trust them with other people to look after them, people I don't know. So I'd rather have one of the girls here looking after the cats, assuming we take the dog with us. I don't think house swapping would really work for us. I would say though that if you're in a different situation, it's very much worth looking at. I mean, it saved us a load of money on accommodation and it was really interesting. And especially when you've got children, if you swap with other families, you can end up with a real home from home type feeling. We swapped with families who had loads of toys, and obviously we left loads of toys here for them, outdoor toys, garden toys. They left us lots of information on where to go with kids and we did the same. So, and they had everything. So if you're cooking a meal and trying not to eat out too much because you're on a budget, then it worked really well because it would be a properly equipped kitchen, not like when you go to an Airbnb or something and perhaps they don't have very much in the way of equipment for you to cook your own food. So it is really, really worth looking at if you want to do a house swap. And I tell you what else I would do, and I do know someone else who's done it, would be house sitting, and it tends to be house and pet sitting. And I know you can use organisations like Trusted House Sitters. You can go all over the world and look after people's homes and their animals and basically get free accommodation. And we met a dog walker a couple of years ago and she did it every summer. She did practically the whole summer. She didn't have a dog of her own, she didn't have any pets, she loved dogs but didn't really have the lifestyle to have enough time and attention for a dog herself. So she would go and house swap. So she came up from somewhere in the north of England and was staying in Essex, and she was going along the Essex coast and really thoroughly enjoying herself. We saw her every day for about 2 weeks walking the dog. So, you know, she said she goes all over the place. She's been to America, she's been into Europe, she's been all over the place looking after people's animals. So she gets free accommodation. She winds up in places that perhaps she hadn't planned to go to and ends up finding them very interesting. So for example, she probably didn't think, oh, my dream holiday is in Essex, but she found it was very interesting. We're very close to the Suffolk border, so she went over into Suffolk as well, and we have great coastline here. So you know, it's not all Towie. For those of you that are aware of Towie, it's not like that at all, most of Essex. So that's something I would consider doing again, but we can't do it with the dog, so that's not something we would do. So yeah, so that's my 5 frugal things that I've been thinking of this week. I'm not going to have time to do much for myself at all this week. I do want to do some of my own listing for eBay, but I think what I'll end up doing is listing bits and pieces at Mum's as I go along. So I've really got to focus on that. I do obviously need to keep my own stuff going as well, but it will suddenly happen. Her buyers are pushing, but I think they don't realise that she hasn't actually made an offer on a flat herself yet. We're going to look at one on Saturday that I think is going to be exactly right. We know she's looked at this particular block. She's looked at a couple of other houses before, but she didn't have an offer. A couple of other properties which are flats in a retirement block. So now she's got an offer. She's in a position to make an offer immediately, and we know that this is a nice flat. So fingers crossed. We'll come back on Saturday and she'll have made an offer and hopefully have it accepted. They haven't even got it on the market, so they'll be happy to not use estate agents and save on estate agents' fees. We just found out about it when my sister took Mum to see a different flat. So fingers crossed, wish me luck for that. So anyway, that is it for today. I've got loads to do. As I said in my when I was on my walk, I've got to take Archie for his groom. He doesn't enjoy it, bless him. You saw me taking him the last time he went about 6 weeks ago. He doesn't like it. This time I'm going to give him some herbal calming tablets a good hour or so before we go. So I'm hoping it's going to calm him down a bit. But he needs it, you know, well, the weather's lovely today and he gets hot so quickly. So he can't be a shaggy cockapoo, just doesn't really work. Anyway, I have rabbited on long enough. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me the thumbs up and hit that notifications bell so you know next time I put a video up. And don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.